everyone. We are going to have our next session of coffee, chat, and clarity. And today I have Dr. Deepshikha with us. She's a lecturer, researcher, and a few other things, so an award winner at the Queen Mary University of London. And she is a great example of AI done well. And I'm very much looking forward to this conversation with her today. And it's going to be relaxed. We're going to have some slides on the screen as well, just to have some visuals to assist us with the conversation. But of course, as per usual, we keep things relaxed. And I'm going to we're going to have this chat with Deep, and she's going to tell us more about how she got here. We're going to learn a little bit about her story, and we're going to talk about how AI can help universities now. So not only universities, but institutions in general. But today there is a strong focus on higher education. Right, I'm going to share my slides first. And then I want to hear from you, Deep. Let me just share my slides here. So we should be able to see it now. Lovely. Yeah, okay, great. So that's the Education and AI virtual session, AI and innovation, and what does it mean for universities? That's the session for today. Very quick one about me. My name is Giuliana. I'm the founder of EduSolv AI, and I have been in this industry for 18 years, almost 20 years in international education. And now I'm solely dedicated to bringing AI adoption and training and implementation to institutions globally. I work with schools and universities, colleges, agencies recruiting students as well. So just a little bit of everything within the education sector. So for those who just joined us, please do feel free to interact with us. This is meant to be a relaxed session. That's why I call it Coffee, Chat and Clarity. But for now, we are going to start the conversation with our guest speaker. And I'm very much looking forward to listening and hearing all that she has to share with us today. So Dr. Deep, thank you very much for being here with us today. I'm not going to be very good at explaining all your awards and everything you achieved to this date, so I would prefer to leave this with you. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do, how you got here, and your achievements to date.
Thank you, Giuliana, for inviting me into this session today. Myself, Dr. Deepshikha from Queen Mary University of London. So my background is quite interdisciplinary, and my career has taken me through the several different parts of education, research, and innovation. So I originally, I have a PhD in chemistry. I am a chemist and material scientist. I completed my PhD from India and then continued my research, including postdoctoral work at Peking University in China. And my early research was very much focused on material science, nanotechnology, nanomaterials, graphene, energy materials, and related technologies. But alongside research, teaching has always been a very important part of my career. I have worked in different educational environments, from like university teaching and research to further education, and that experience has allowed me to see education from several different perspectives. So I have taught students at different stages of their journey and across different institutional settings. So over time, I found myself becoming increasingly interested not just in what we teach, but how students learn, how we assess them, and how we give them feedback that actually helps them progress. So that eventually brought me to Queen Mary University of London, so where I teach chemistry, material science, nanotechnology, and I am also principal investigator of scholarship educational project, which is EduGrade AI, that is AI driven grading and personalized feedback to support the learning process of students and to save educator time. So currently we are in the process of having spin out from the university, because we got selected by Innovate UK iCure Exploit program, which will help us in the team formation and in the company formation and the other important things for setting up a good business. So that's our current stage with the project. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, that's a very good summary, actually. You didn't talk much about your awards.
Awards. Okay, so I got selected by Google as a higher education faculty AI fellow. That is their inaugural program in 2026. And I also got selected by OpenAI for their global series, which is Professors Teaching with AI. And I also got highest institutional award at Queen Mary, which is the President and Principal Award for Educational Excellence. And this year I also got my another biggest recognition of Senior Fellow of Advanced HE, that I got also this year. And yeah, so I think these are the achievements that I can list today. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's a long list. Yeah, so well done for all those achievements. It's not easy, especially in the world of AI, when so many people are trying to produce and create and bring to market so many different things, isn't it? It's difficult to stand out with a clear solution. And I've been living and breathing AI for almost 2 years now, and I've seen so many people trying to create amazing things, but unless you are very clear and very objective and you truly think through the problem you're trying to resolve and how you're going to resolve that with AI, you don't really get the attention uh, uh, that for that solution, right? And you managed to get it. So you clearly knew what you were doing. I know it wasn't easy because we had this conversation, right? It's a lot of thought that you have to put into it, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So, to get started with our conversation here, I always talk a little bit about what AI can do at the moment, and talking about lectures and teachers or teaching in general for anyone that is in this space of education. There's a lot that AI can do because of the workload and the admin tasks that we have to manage. And generally speaking, when we are talking about automatic repetitive tasks, this is normally something that AI can do really, really well, right? Now,
Yeah.
the challenge I see is finding those tasks and knowing how to manage them to the point that you can streamline it, you can create a workflow, you can insert AI into it. So that's the part that normally tends to be a bit more challenging for people, right? But let's talk on that. Let's look at the positive side of it. Admin tasks lead to teacher stress, as we know. Lesson planning remains time consuming. Streamlined processes and resource creation is a problem as well, because teachers do a lot of things that are manual. So we can focus on efficiency and effectiveness, and assist lectures with rule-based tasks. So these are the things that AI can do. So tell us a little bit more about it, Dr. Deep. So with regards to how you developed your AI solution for marks and assessment, how did the whole thing start? So how did you identify the problem, and at what point did you think, oh my God, I need to do something about it. I need to resolve this problem, and AI is here to help me resolve this problem. So tell us the story on how that moment, when that moment happened in your life.
Yeah, so for me, this became a very personal problem. So I care a lot about the quality of feedback I provide to students. I don't want to simply put a mark on their assignment, but I want students to understand what they did well, where they need to improve, and what they can actually do different the next time. So, but producing that kind of detailed individual feedback takes an enormous amount of time. And there were periods where I would teach during the day and then spend my evening on markings, weekends as well. Weekends would disappear into assessment and feedback all along. And then I remember sitting with my student submissions open on the laptop at home when I should really have been spending time with my family. So, and it was not just one weekend. During heavy marking workload period, it could become the normal pattern, like working during the week, marking in the evenings, and then using the weekend to catch up. So at some point, I started thinking that this cannot be the best use of educators' time, and it is not particularly sustainable either. So the difficult thing was that I did not want the solution to be giving students less feedback. In fact, I wanted to give them the better feedback. So then I began looking very closely at what I was actually doing while marking. So there were parts that absolutely required my academic judgment, like understanding the quality of work, considering the students' reasoning, making the decisions against the assessment criteria. But there are also repetitive elements, for example, going back to the rubric structure, similar comments, explaining the recurring issues, and translating my judgment into the detailed written feedback. So that was really the point where I started asking, could AI help with those repetitive parts so that I could spend my time on the parts where educator genuinely adds value? And importantly, could it do that without taking the final judgment away from me? So that question became the foundation of EduGrade AI. So for example, here in UK, the educators spend a lot of time on marking, around 9 to 10 hours per week. And same is also applicable at Queen Mary University, which spends around £3 million per year. And overall in UK, average universities spend around £300 million per year on marking. So the problem is not just the institutional cost, but it is the lost learning opportunities, the teacher burnout, and less learning opportunities for the students because they don't get the timely feedback, the quality feedback, and educators, they also feel pressurized in given a period of time to provide the quality feedback. So from that point, then I discussed those things with my colleagues at the university, and then we thought why should not we go for some collective collaborative project, and then we submitted, put forward our proposal to the university, and then we successfully got funded for that project. And then we started working on that project, and then slowly we then started progressing on the project, and now the project at this stage when we are now starting preparing for the spin out from the university. Yeah.
Yeah, now that's amazing. That's actually a really interesting story because for those who are interested in well, those who see the problem just like you did, right? You were in a situation where you're going through a challenge, there was pain involved.
Yeah.
And then you had that realization and you thought, what can I do here? And you thought about the solution. You you went through the steps to get to the solution. You got funded by the university because you made a proposal. You explained to them what the solution could look like. They understood the solution. That's very important. When we share our ideas and potential solutions with others, it's extremely important that that the other people are able to understand what we are trying to deliver, the message we're trying to deliver, because so many people have so many amazing solutions and ideas, But if you can't translate that into words that other people can understand what you mean, it makes it really difficult to find people that believe in you, right? And then you found people in university who believed in the solution that you proposed. You got funds, and then you started working on developing your platform that assists the lectures with marking and assessment and feedback for dissertations and assignments and everything that the students submit to the lecturers, right? So that's very interesting, because it leads me to the next slide very nicely. And what we cover here is just three high-level examples of where AI can basically work well and automate tasks to the point where lecturers and teachers can give more attention to the students and stop doing so much manual tasks, so much admin tasks, just like you did when you wanted to be with your family. And instead, you are not with your family, you were marking assignments, and you had a lot of things to do with your work. So with AI done correctly, done well, there's a lot of resources in terms of lesson planning, materials, creating visual assets, communication, streamlining student updates, administrative tasks and summaries, assessment feedback, which is what we are talking about here, and most importantly, 24/7 support. So students have so many inquiries, so many questions, because they're learning a lot. They have a tremendous amount of content and materials that they need to digest and consume and understand. That automatically leads to lots of questions that they have to ask. So what a chatbot, for example, can do nowadays, when well trained and implemented properly, is answer the questions. That doesn't necessarily require a lecture to be present to answer those questions. And if they are doing homework, or if they are working on an assignment, whatever that is that they are doing, for example, on a Sunday morning, and I don't know why they would be doing this on a Sunday morning, but some people do. Some people do things on weekends, right? So it's student life. I think we've all been there. But when students they're not in class and they need help, they can have an extension of their lectures, of their teachers, of their instructors outside of class with a well-trained chatbot. Yeah, and this is something that AI can do really well. Now, going back to your solution, Deep, I would love to talk a bit about the concerns, because we hear objections and concerns from people in education all the time regarding the use of AI for assignments in particular. Here we have a bit about plagiarism, academic integrity, over-reliance on technology, misinformation risks, data security and privacy, gaps in training for both staff and students. So these are a few problems we have. Of course, this list is not extensive at all. I picked the ones that I hear more often. And what I see on the right-hand side here is the fear of being wrongfully accused of cheating. That's on the student side. Losing elements of traditional learning they value, such as contact with their instructors, with their lecturers, the potential for AI to diminish critical thinking skills, a desire for genuine engagement in the learning process. So there's quite a few things on both sides of the story, right? So the educator side, the student side. Now, with regards to what you're doing right now, Deep, and the problem that you're solving with EduGrade, how are you addressing these issues with your solution, like generally speaking?
Yeah, so we have taken every care to have the transparency, maintain the transparency with the students, and to save the data, university student data. So we have several safeguards. So for example, in our system, so before any submission goes to LLM for marking, so we first pseudo anonymized the student submission, and then it goes to LLM. And if student specifically writes his or her name in the assignment somewhere, So software first delete that information so that to make it pseudo-anonymized, and then it sends to the LLM for marking. And then for data privacy, we have our app hosted on the University Secure Cloud Server. So where our app is hosted, so where no data is being used for the LLM training, nothing is going outside. So it is a kind of a closed system. It is very much secure and safe system. And regarding students, so we have maintained complete transparency, like how we are going to use their work for the marking through the EduGrade AI system. So we have the participant information sheet, which explain them each and everything. So how the that data is going to be stored, how long, how we are going to mark their submissions through the AI system. So everything is being explained to them. And if still anybody don't want their work to be marked by AI, so they have the option to opt out. So if any student opt out, then we go for the traditional marking. We mark manually. We don't use that submission by marking by AI. So we maintain complete transparency with the students. And as well as we have had some surveys with the students. So I understand there are some concerns regarding the AI marking with the educators as well as with the students. So we had some educator surveys and the student surveys. So educators, they said like it is a game changer, lifesaver, huge time saver for them. And one senior academic at Queen Mary, they said like they can't be go back into the like the traditional marking. So they will definitely use EduGrade AI for their future marking processes. So for educators, it is a huge time saver. Like they like previously, they spend a lot of time on marking, as well as the big advantage for the educators is the quality feedback that it generates. So they are not supplying the students the automated feedback and scores, but they have the oversight on the feedback and the scores, so they can change it, edit it, review it, refine it, each and everything, and then they save it, verify it, and then only they can supply that to students. So yeah, so the educators, they are very much satisfied because that survey, that pilot we recently conducted at Queen Mary. So we gathered that data. And then regarding the students, so we have had some students feedback on this EduGrade AI marking system. So certainly they are quite satisfied with the feedback because it is very timely and quality feedback, and it helps them to understand where are the weaknesses, where they did wrong, how they can correct their mistakes, and what are the further resources they can refer to. So this explains each and everything to them, and that is they are quite satisfied. But then some students, they have also questions regarding like if they are paying high university fees, that why they are getting such kind of autonomous marking and feedback. But then the question is like this approach, this platform, it is the guided grading. It is a human in the loop approach where human is always there. It is a personal touch to the feedback and the scores before it is being released to the students. So nothing is like being provided to students without the educator oversight. So yeah, so that's the thing, that the concerns we have had with the students. But then we talked with them, we had certain focus groups, certain conversations with the students, with the educators. So we discuss these things together. Yeah.
That's amazing. You said so many important things in this answer that I do have to recap here because that's very important. Yeah. So you said human in the loop, right? So nothing is done without approval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Yeah.
That's a big thing. You don't just hand over to the AI and leave it. Oh, AI do everything. So now you're going to be responsible for marking the assessments and do all the job with critical thinking and judgment. That's definitely not the case. So that's very important. Humans remain in control and approve the process. Then you have the hours saved, and that was the feedback you received.
Yep. So almost 60% of the time saving on marking from educator side, and 86% of the students surveyed, they said like AI assisted feedback is very helpful for them. And 92% of students, they said they want to implement the same kind of system into their other modules as well.
Wow. So you've already done all the surveys. Very good. Yeah, those are very high numbers, isn't it? Like 60% time saving for the
Yeah.
feedback marking. So from the educator's perspective, and then you said 92 from the student's perspective in terms of um, the second part from the student side when you survey the student.
So they find that feedback quite helpful for them to understand the things. So 86% of the students, they found it very helpful.
Got it. Yeah, that's good. So the students are actually receiving that very well. Perfect. So let's move on. Yeah, basically just reinforcing what we just said. What AI cannot replace is the thinking process. So it's a thought partner, right? It's not a shortcut. Is a supporter, is meant to help with, is a technology that is here to serve us, to help us, to amplify our abilities, and is not here to do the job for the lecturers or for the students, right? And with the providing feedback here, for example, is something that can follow the training that you gave to it. So it's rule-based, and then it's going to behave according to the training you gave to the AI. Yeah, so it's not just going to start doing things out of the data, out of the internet, right? Because you trained your AI to behave
Yeah,
the way
we
you
have
want.
had a lot of calibration on the system. So we have had several examples of student work, and then we calibrated, standardized the systems. We did a lot of prompt engineering. So yeah, so it is vigorously tested. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so I do have the recap takeaways, which is essentially related to um, the potential of AI, the limitations, and the practical steps. Yeah, we talk a lot about the potential. We mentioned the limitations in terms of what can and cannot do, the guardrails, the criteria that it has to follow in order not to behave erratically. We don't want the AI to behave erratically, for sure. And then the practical steps we can talk here is, if you want to apply this to your institution, start taking one problem, just like Dr. Dip did. She found one problem. She broke down that one problem into steps until she got to the solution. So always start with the problem, and always start with one problem, not two, not three, not four, one problem. Yeah, so and have that crystal clear. So Dr. Deep, we are going to move to the end now, because it goes so quickly. This coffee chat and clarity session always goes very quickly. But just before we move to your, would you like to show a demo of your platform, just so people understand what you're talking about? Is this something that you have an interest in? While you set it up, let me just share something that is quite exciting here. And that is about the calendar of events that we have. With the Education and AI Connect, we deliver community-driven series of events on various subjects about AI in the education sector across all levels and departments. So that could serve universities, colleges, schools, even agencies recruiting students for the institutions. Then we have events going all the year round. Some of them are just like the sessions, virtual sessions, and some of them are ticketed events in person and online as well. So if you can make it in person, come to our events in person. They're super cool, super exciting, usually in central London, where we are based. And we also do online sessions like this if you're not based in London. So you're welcome to join from anywhere in the world. My contact details for you to connect with us at EduSolv is right there on the screen. You can check the calendar on www.edusolv.ai, or you can scan the QR code if you are on your computer with your phone. And my contact details are on the right-hand side. Dr. Deep, would you like to share anything with us?
Yeah, I'm ready, but it doesn't allow me to share anything. It says host is not granted anybody to share.
Yeah, now you should be able to, because I gave you the permission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's our website, edugradeai.com. And here is the live app on the right-hand side. So it opens up the user interface here. And if you see on the right hand side, we have the training video for the educators before they start marking on the platform. They could watch this YouTube video here. And then we have also the option to generate rubric. And then in the middle, there is a start new marking option. So if I click on this option, so it asks me to add the module title or the code. So for example, I add demo here. And then it asks me to upload the question paper instructions. So here I have my chemistry lab report question paper. So let me upload here, and then a rubric mark scheme. So I have my marking criteria ready with me, and then it is uploaded here. And then I need to select the type of the assessment, whether it is exam, report, lab report. So in this particular case, it is lab report. So I'm selecting this. And then you can also select the type of the marking level, lenient, moderate, strict. So let's go for moderate. And then the view of the feedback, whether bullet or the paragraph. So let's select paragraph. And the one last option is the feedback long or the short. So let's select the long one. And then we scroll down here, and here is the option to upload the student work. Either one by one, the student submissions we can upload, or there is an option to upload the bulk folder here. So I use this option for the bulk upload folder, and I uploaded around 5 submissions in this folder. So the 5 submissions are uploaded, and now we have here one custom box for any specific instruction to go with the assignment or your assessment, and then press submit. Once the submission has been done, then a demo this page has been created, and now we can go into view details of this page, where I can see all of my submissions which I have submitted, and the status of the submissions. They are showing in the queue, but soon they will change into marking, and once the marking will be completed, they will show the marked status here. And then on the right hand side, we have the option to see the scores, and then some action options. Once the marking will be completed, then that actions we can see, view what actions we can take. And now you can see the marking is started already on all the submissions. So it depends upon the file size, how much time it will take place. It will take to mark the submissions. So now you see that all of them, they get marked here. And if I click on this eye icon here, so that icon that takes me to the detailed view of the marking page here. So on the left hand side, we have our question file. Okay, and then the rubric file. Okay, and then the answer file, the student submission. And on the right hand side, we have the overall feedback that is generated by the system, overall suggestion, and then each and every feedback criteria. So for example, my first criteria was introduction and the technique. So it provided the detailed feedback to each and every criteria. The good thing is, like, I can change this feedback if I don't want to retain some words or some sentences, that can be changed here, as well as with the scores. Scores can also be increased or decreased as per the educator perspective. And once the oversight has been done through all the feedback, then press save option and then mark as verified. This verification is very important, because unless this verification has been completed, the system will not allow to download anything here. And for quality assurance purposes, we have also the option to see the logs. So for example, compare marking log. So here you can see how the AI marks in comparison to the human marking. So where the human has made any changes to the feedback and the scores, it changed the color there. And the good thing is this report can be downloaded in the form of Excel for all the students in the cohort. So that option is also available and along with the other logs here. And here we can see now the status of the first submission is now changed to verified. Okay. Once all the submissions that got verified, then you have the download option here where you can download the summary report or the detailed report for the whole cohort in the form of Excel or the Word format. Okay. And if I go to the main page, here I can also show the analytics. So this is the educator dashboard where the educator can see the how students have performed in each and every question, average marks lost by question, average score by question, and the comparison of AI versus educator marking. So this is very helpful for the educator to decide their future sessions based upon their student performance here. Okay, so yeah, so that's all regarding the marking and feedback platform EduGrade AI. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Deep. That was very useful. So that's good. Unfortunately, we have to end the session. It was super quick. We just went, it's supposed to be 30 minutes, right? But it goes so quick. And then even a few minutes that we've gone over, it feels like we've only been here talking for a minute, right? A minute over the time. But that was really interesting. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really enjoyed our conversation. And for those who left before, they will receive an email just saying that this is going to be recorded. This is being recorded and it's going to be on YouTube live stream. So if you missed the beginning, you can go to the YouTube recording. It's going to be live probably in about 2 or 3 hours, something like that. And you can watch the whole session. And for those who are here from the beginning, you can watch it again. And yeah, that's it for today. And I hope I will see you in the next session.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
very
very
much,
much.
Dr. Deep, and thank you for those who joined us today. And yeah, so you'll receive the link to the recording as well, so you can rewatch it or watch the parts that you missed. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session or in one of our events of the Education and AI Connect. Thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. Deep.
definitely. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye.